The Jesus Trilogy, Book 2, Then There Were Two, Chapter 53. Good evening, sir. I would like to see the master of the house. Was he expecting you? Oh, yes, he is. Whom shall I say is calling? I've come for an interview for a job. My name is Stephen, and I am applying for the job of press secretary to Senator Judas. Please wait here, sir. The butler motioned Stephen into the massive chandeliered foyer. He returned shortly. My master does not know of you nor any opening in that position. But I am certain there is an opening. The paper said so. Let me check again, sir. The butler disappeared once again behind the massive mahogany doors. Presently he returned and said, My master will see you now. The butler escorted Stephen into a huge study with walls lined by innumerable shelves on which rested more scrolls than Stephen had ever imagined could exist. Amazement was clearly on Stephen's face, but realizing the situation and his mission, he quickly said, Good evening, sir. Ab was seated in a chair, but stood and held out his hand. This is the Honorable Abdullah, and this, sir, is Stephen, the butler said. Stephen was flabbergasted that Ab would shake his, a commoner's, hand. Pleased to meet you, Stephen, Ab said. The pomp and sumptuousness overcame Stephen for a moment. For the first and only time in his life, Stephen was speechless. His composure was gone, but he managed to give a limp handshake, then sat down in a huge chair next to Ching's massive gold inlaid desk. Ab had become the heir to Ching's fortune and had moved right in after Ching's untimely death. He used the excuse that the business must continue running without missing a beat. I understand you had come to apply for a job. Why, yes, Stephen said. He was sweating profusely. He also noticed the butler remained right by his side. As a matter of fact, we do have a job opening for a public relations specialist. What are your qualifications, Stephen? I did a little work in high school, Stephen stammered. What type of work? I worked on the school paper. That's good, sir. Anything else? Well, Stephen thought. No. Chan, what do you think? I think he's right for the job, sir. What is your reason? Ab queried. He obviously wants the job very badly, sir, the butler answered. I agree. Sir Stephen, please report to work my office downtown at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. There was silence. Stephen took this as his cue to leave. Ab stared down at the scroll he was reading. Thank you, sir. I am honored that you have chosen me for this job. I will not disappoint you. Again, Ab said nothing. Continued to read the scroll open on his desk. Sir Stephen turned and went out, led by the butler. Good night, sir, Chan the butler said as they reached the huge bronze front doors. Sir, do you mind if I ask one question? Stephen asked. Of course. Stephen took this answer to be a yes and said, What does the richest man in all Judea read? Daniel, sir, the book of Daniel. He pores over it for hours. Oh, the whole encounter had been surreal, and this answer was no different. The butler beckoned him out. Daniel, Stephen said. Yes, sir. Ab believes it foretells the future of our country. Good night. With that, Stephen went through the doors into the chilly night air. He walked slowly down the street toward the center of Capernaum. As he neared the central square, the realization of what he had just accomplished hit him full force. He pumped the air with his fist. Stephen was a tall man with long, blond, curly hair. There was a drunk sitting on the park bench in the town center. He was not too drunk to notice the ebullient Stephen. Hey, Blondie, you got a couple pence? Stephen stopped, looked at the guy, and said, Sure, pal, here's a dime. Go get yourself some new wine. Stephen picked up the pace. His spirits soared as he neared home. Stephen, well, Sir Stephen had done it. He was in Judas' camp. Barabbas and 6 Points would be thrilled. Stephen loved it when a plan worked. He knew he would spend a sleepless night. His mind would be planning strategy for the 6 Points movement. He now knew their takeover of Jerusalem would take place, and he, Stephen, would play an integral part in the revolt. Maybe his lifelong dream would really come true after all. As he undressed, he looked at his chiseled features and long golden locks. He would make a very handsome Messiah.